Alright, to begin with, first of all, let me check. How do I look like? Still bald. Oh, nothing has changed. Anyway, let's close this shit. Alright, so today's dungeon. Let me just open a note. Today's dungeon is gonna be. Actually, I'm lying. Why don't you open Excel? Why? Purification, vision, minor. Alright, boys. Today's talk is gonna be very simple. Alright, we're gonna talk about something that all of you were asking me the past week. When should we play Purification and when should I play Vision? Now this was probably the most common question out of the last week, and this is something I was talking about a lot, but yet I just want to make sure all of you guys understand before we start the video. The VOD review, I mean, very important. First of all, what I'm gonna say right now, this one, it does depend. Okay, so the right answer is it depends, right? So if you speak Russian, yeah. Anyway, just let me just tell the boys what I'm about to say. So when it's good to play Purification, okay, when it's good to play Purification, when it's good to play Vision. Usually I like to play Purification in the dungeons where there's a lot of aberrations, such as Unrot, Waycrest, Manore, Shrine, because last boss the EOs are aberration. Where else there's aberration? Let me think. No. Okay, I think these are the three major ones, right? The rest you can say Vision. Okay, but now there's one question. Vision, now remember this, type it somewhere or just remember it. Vision is only viable if you pull without break. So what does that mean? So it's only useful if your tank keep chaining, like back to back mobs, you know, back to back, like you just never stop chaining mobs. Then it's useful, yes. But if you play with the puck, most of the times you would like to just run Purification. Purification is simpler, way easier to use, and in general will provide you with higher overall, unless you know how to play around Vision. So your main cooldown is 150 seconds, okay? So your main cooldown is gonna be... So your main cooldown of the LA Elemento is 150 seconds, okay? When you have Vision, reduces the cooldown by like 20-something%. So let's say your cooldown is gonna be like 121 seconds, give or take ish. Okay, so this one becomes 2 minutes, and also if you play a Shara's Font of Power is also 2 minutes, so 120 seconds again. These two together can make really powerful combo. This is one of the reasons why people run Vision as a minor, because you can combine a Shara's Font of Power and any Elemento together, and this becomes really powerful combo. Hello Bridget, oh, this is your new account? You got unbanned? Nice, welcome back. Okay, this is one of the reasons why people like to run that. But as I said, this could only work if your group is experienced, and if your group knows how to play around your cooldowns. And in general, it's not like puck group. Like if you're pucking 15s, this wouldn't matter. If you puck 15s, then you should rather stick to Purification protocol at all times, especially on the fortified weeks and stuff like this. I got banned on a second account too, so I made a third. Okay. Why though? Why did I get banned? Okay. Now let's begin to the most important part of today. First of all, I'm playing Purification Minor. I'm playing Conflict and Strife Minor, and I'm playing Blood Major. Standard pose. One thing to remember is I'm gonna show you now how to use correctly your cooldowns. Okay? Very simple. But if you don't do it, you'll end up with having no overall. Most of you guys, when you whisper me in DMs for advices, most of your questions is why do I do such a small overall, and most of the times there's like a couple of variables why you do that. But the most common one is you don't know how to properly manage your cooldowns. Like anybody knows how to do damage when you have all the cooldowns available, but you need to be able to stagnate those cooldowns sometimes and just build upon that, and like knowing when to use what cooldown. So it's kind of very simple, but at the same time complicated if you don't think about that. I'm reported for multiple accounts. Is that? Stupid. Okay. I kind of want to begin from the beginning. Muting myself here. Alright, first thing first. As I said, if you have watched the previous 5 VODs, you already know the basics. You already know how to burst with blood. Earthquake, blood, earthquake, chain lightning, earthquake, chain lightning, earthquake, chain lightning, and so on. So there's no secrets about it. First thing to take a look is I want you to look at all the time this corner. This right corner is gonna be pretty much your holy grail. Like if you want to learn how to play, this place you have to look up. That's it. That's the place you need to look all the time. Okay, just pay attention to this. So before we start the dungeon, I know that my team is gonna pull this pack and this pack. So it does make sense to pre-pot before that, and you can also argue if you can also cast your trinket, a Shara's Font of Power, but then you would get dry for the next pack, so you would have nothing for the next pack pretty much. So it's not actually worth to do that. Just roll the clip for you. So again, instant trinket before I even cast. 1 earthquake, chain lightning, earthquake with blood. There you go. Very simple burst. Look at this now. 330k with only chain lighting and my blood. No. Now, something that most of you guys don't do is as a ranged you have one responsibility. As a range, you have to make sure this enchanted mystery doesn't come to the melee. So if you're a healer, usually the healer does that, but if your healer is unable to do it, you are the one responsible for taking care of that. Now, most of you, when you ask me how, like, the most common thing that I get all the time is something that tilts me a lot. Like most of you are saying, okay, I am stuck at 3k score because the people I play with, they're really bad. No, you're bad. You know, if you tell me I'm 3k score because my teammates are bad, then you're bad. You know, it's kind of it's the same thing. It's the same thing with like let's say League of Legends. Okay, when you play League and if you're like, let's say, hard stuck Diamond 5 and you complain, okay, you know, my teammates suck. You know, I can never get out of Diamond 5. It's incorrect. If you're really good, you can climb. If you're really good, you can climb like past 3.5k and so on. You just need to right people. Is it worth going with the conflict even though I only have a rank 2 at the moment? Probably not. I would say hold until we have rank 3. Okay. So, one thing to remember from this one, you as a ranged always on Enchanted Misery. Always. So you need to make sure you and the healer communicate. Now it's very important, communication, Discord, TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, I don't know, whatever you want, in-game, whatever you wanna you know, use it. Did you say low uncorrupted? Yeah, I did say that, low uncorrupted. What to prefer before rank 3 as second minor then? Go vision? Sure. Go vision. But it's better than rank 2 It's better than rank 2 conflict strife. Sure. Okay. Let's roll a clip. Now let's watch together at this and see and spot what I do. Now look at me. Look at now. Let's see what I do. Okay. Nothing too complicated here. Just make sure you have a sanguine control. Knockbacks, very important. Make sure this guy doesn't stay in sanguine. There you go, another knockback with NG belt. Got the Templar here. Now, something that you see most of the times that we do in the keys is we usually mark our targets. So I'm not sure if you guys, when you play with pucks, do that, but if you have your markets, for example, what I like to do when I play with people I don't know, I like to assign them with a mark before I start a dungeon. For example, if I make a party, and if it's my key, I just tell them, okay, no, let's say person X, let's say, you know, every party consists of 5 members. Healer, tank, 3 DPSs, alright? I usually tell that one of the DPS, let's say the Rogue is gonna take Star. Let's say the DH is gonna take Skull. Me as a third DPS, I'm gonna take, let's say, Cross. And the tank can get unmarked or anything that he wants to mark. Diamond or Moon, whatever. Okay? So if you wanna climb out of like this kind of low elo, marking interrupts are gonna be a ground base of that. So knowing pre-assigned mark would make your run easier. You don't even need to talk that much. Okay? So something to remember for the next time. Let's see now what am I gonna do. Again, we already have pre-assigned marks. I'm gonna be always on Cross. My Rogue is gonna be on Star. My DH on Skull, and my tank is gonna be on Moon. So we already pre-assigned those markers. So keep in mind, this is 24 fortified siege. These attendants, the caster mobs, when they do water blast, they usually hit around 60% of your tank's HP. One cast only. So you need to be careful. Again, I want you to watch what I do right now. Look at this. Okay, I want you to watch on the right screen. Now, I see the mobs are stuck in, okay? Mobs are stuck in here, here, and here. The first thing I do is I make sure I cover my interrupt. I cast my Stormkeeper and Lightning Elemental, and I don't DPS yet. Okay, I see my Rogue is gonna die. Look at this. He's like 10% HP. My tank is getting chunked to close to half HP, and I see Moon is casting on my tank. Look at this. So if this Moon hits the tank is gonna be like 10% HP. When the tanks are usually low, most of the puck tanks they kite. Like when they feel in danger, they run. They're scared, you know. So you need to make sure your teammates are not low enough, so they don't run. The more they run, the less you do. So you need to take care of them. It's like a child in a kindergarten. You know, when he's hungry, he cries. When he put a spoon in his mouth, he's like, you know, better. Remember this. You need to make sure your teammates don't die. That's why I like to play with AG. AG allows me to have this burst healing that no other range class have, but we do. Now look at this. Look at the AG now. 1 AG. Look at it. 69k, 69k, 69k. Only one cast. Okay. Look, now they cannot die. For the next couple of seconds they cannot die. 90k healing. Look at this. That's it. They already stabilized. Once they stabilize, my healer can take over, because when the healer falls back in healing, it's very hard for him to do DPS and heal at the same time. So I want to make sure my team is stable, and I provide the stability to my healer so he can damage and at the same time, you know, heal. Okay, standard things. How's it going? Just starting the VOD review today. Very sleepy. Okay. You can remember this spotting on Shrine, because this spotting is probably gonna stay up until the end of the season. This is probably the best spotting for Shrine that you can do. It's safer, it's really good, and we timed the world first 24 Shrine with the highest timer, like 2 minutes under time, minute and a half under time. So on this pool, you need to make sure attendants die as fast as possible. So once they die, as fast as possible, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go downstairs right now. I'm gonna flame shock one the guy. And I'm gonna go and snap it. Look at this. I'm gonna go and snap it to this pillar. But you have to make sure one thing. If you snap them in this pillar, they're gonna cast on you. If they give you one cast of one water ball, you're dead. Okay, so what I do is I precast my stun. I precast my stun. And I go on the pillar right now. Look, I'm gonna go on the pillar, precast my stun, insta wall in case they stun me. Now they TP on me and I insta stun. Look at this, they insta stun. Now I'm gonna put the next spiritual list. I'm gonna go and snap again. Boom. Okay. So these mobs are gonna always snap here and here at the same time. Pretty much now from now on, look at this. I have blood. My storm melee is like a minute cooldown, and I just use my stormkeeper. So I'm gonna line this together right now. I'm gonna keep blood because it's not worth use on 3 mobs, because I know that there's gonna be a big pool downstairs. So you need to make sure you know how to manage your cooldowns. So I'm keeping right now my trinket, keeping my blood, and I know that my other trinket is gonna come off cooldown. So I'm gonna burst Giga here. Okay. So these are gonna line really good together. So you need to make sure you... Come on. Okay. So you need to make sure you are capable of knowing when to use cooldowns, when to hold them. That's like one of the issues of the low elo players. They don't know when to hold cooldowns and they don't know when to use them. So you need to kind of, there's no right thing or wrong thing to do. You have to be, it's like case to case basis. You need to know when to hold, when to use. There you go. Now everything lined perfectly. Stormkeeper, chain lighting, blood, chain lighting again, boom, they're dead. That's it, that was the whole move. Easy peasy, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, nothing too complicated here, just keep spamming chain lighting and earthquakes. You keep one flame shock, because when you have Nature's Harmony, you want to keep one flame shocks because you get a critical strike buff over the duration that your flame shock ticks permanently. Something to take into consideration. Yeah, especially as a shaman that has a pushback, it's actually very important to take care of the mobs. Like for example, sometimes you have to knock them so they don't heal in sanguine. Sometimes you just have to like know when to knock and how to knock, because your knockback is really powerful. You need to kind of decide when to hold or when to knock back. So this is a very, very common skip. You can go from here with the shroud all the way downstairs right here. You skip this back. So now here we put, unfortunately, and my DH is gonna die now, and you lose like 15 seconds at most here, but that's fine, because if you play this pack is very bad for you, very, very bad. So that's why this pack should be skipped at all costs, all the time. So again, before I go to pack, I use Stormkeeper and pot. Look at this. Before I even go to the pack, Stormkeeper, pot, insta. Stormkeeper, blood. There we go. Easy. 300k. Damn it, I gotta go raid Feels Batman. I watched the VOD review on YouTube channel. Fuck. Right. See you later, alligator. Have a good shower swiping. Yeah. Nothing too complicated. Letting earthquake spam. Just make sure you hold your cooldowns. Now look at this. Your storm melee is gonna come off cooldown with your Stormkeeper. So you need to pair this together. And also, you have a trinket. Important. Okay. You also have a pot in 5 seconds, and you have your trinket in 10 seconds as well. So all this is gonna line up together perfectly, in my opinion. So hence I'm gonna hold a bit. Okay. Now okay, we'll kill this back. Okay, blah blah. Here you go, the ring comes here. I'm gonna cast my trinket immediately before combat. Instapot now. Here we go, I'm coming. So now you have a choice. You have a choice, boys. You have a choice. What would you do here? Unbridled Fury, Metal. So you have a choice here, boys. You can either but you can use chain lighting and earthquakes, and you can probably gain like 3 million overall, or you can let your rogue use blade flurry so he can get wheat stacks, so he can have higher single target. But when you play in this kind of high keys, there's no more you. Like, you doesn't exist anymore. It's like a bit of like a communism, you know. There's no me, it's we, you know. If you get any piece of loot, it's not yours. It's the party. It's the party's loot, you know. If you get this kind of smallies, these smallies are not yours. They're like the party smallies, you know. So you need to decide: do I make their life miserable, or do I just hold my penis in my pants? What would you guys do? Would you guys pat, or would you guys hold the DPS? Now, when I play with pucks, I usually pat like a motherfucker. No, not even gonna lie. When I play with pucks, I usually pat like a motherfucker. I don't know why. I just like it. All right. But when I play with my team, I usually blast. You know, I usually hold my stuff. But I don't have a penis. Okay, well, the wrong reference. Yeah. Okay, I'll try with something else. Never hold penis. On for the win. He used to focus on red beam. My man. Okay, boys. Okay. So I decided to hold my cooldowns. Okay. Decided to hold my cooldowns here. Wait. Even though I patted somehow, this is my earth element. This is my elemental, by the way. It's not me. It's elemental patting. Hold my pussy in my pants. Dude. That's legit. It's fine. Now listen. There's one very sneaky strats. Look at this. You can taunt one of the droplets here. You can taunt it so he can come to you, and you can keep it as your personal servant, you know. You can have a flame shocks on this and this, and you can just spam lava burst on a boss. Look at this. Flame shock on these guys and just lava burst the boss. Very efficient. Your single target is gonna increase by like probably 10k or so, because of those lava shocks here and burst to the boss. Very smart thing that I discovered along the way in season 2 probably. I taunt 2 of them with flame shock and I keep them away from my group. I let someone else hold my penis. Well, fair enough. I guess that's also a reasonable response. Okay. Now, straightforward, nothing too complicated. Just blast the boss. You know. Let me check. What are we gonna do now? Okay, so there's gonna be 3 spawns. I call it X, Y, stairs. So this is gonna be X, this is gonna be Y, and this is gonna be stairs. That's how we usually call it. Most of the times, the most common thing to nuke here, most of the pucks they kill stairs. Because when you kill stairs, you feel safe, you know? Because you can run all the way here. Hold on. You can run all the way here in the back, and you can just feel safe, right? In a pre-made groups, you wanna focus these 2. I'm gonna tell you why. Because your rogue and your DH can go in the middle, and they can blade dance and AoE them, and also a rogue can use blade flurry on both of them. So you can either kill this one, or you can kill this one, but you never kill the one on the stairs. Like, never. Because these are cleave. The more you cleave, the faster you're gonna kill them. Okay, so very important. We decided to kill here. We usually kill school. The reason why we kill school is because if this charges here, this charges here, and this charges here, for you is very little room to there's very little room to react. this is a safe spot right here. It's a safe spot, and this right here is safe spot as well. So 2 safe spots if you need to run. But remember this. You wanna attack this guy right here. This guy. Like this guy is also fine, but it's very sketchy. So usually attack this guy. Safe spot here. Safe spot here. That's it. Nothing too complicated. Alright? Do you guys remember this? Remember this. X, Y stairs. That's how I usually call it. You can stay here and cleave them at the same time as a rogue, as a DH, pretty much any melee. Fury Warrior, Frost Decay, Unholy Decay, I've seen it all. Any melee can cleave, except Feral Druid. Maybe Feral can do as well. Fuck Feral. Alright, let's continue now. I'm gonna kill skill. And now look. I apply obviously a Flame Shock to none of targets so I can get all the time procs. And now look how I'm gonna run. So I usually never gamble. I always take safe spot right here. I never gamble because sometimes it can glitch and it can break the key. So I just don't take any chances. Okay. Killing these two. Right. Oh, by the way, if you have a Monk tank can dispel the dots, the you know, boss do a debuff occasionally from time to time. The Brewmaster tank can dispel this with this one. It's called Tiger's Lust right here. You can dispel the debuff so your healer can save mana on that. Now we usually like to pull these two. We like to pull these two within when the boss is like about to die. Paladin 2? Okay, so Paladin also. I haven't been playing with Paladin for like since season 1, so don't really remember. Paladin can do it as well, okay. But fuck Paladins. Actually, no, it's not true. I have a Paladin friend that pushes Mythic Plus all the time. He's Alliance, he plays with Natalia, that's like Shadow Priest, and who else? I don't really remember. Yeah. Their group's really good. They have freedom. Yeah, but there is no sleeper. Alright, let's look at this now. You can chain only the smallies without the big one if you stay right here. Right here. On this corner right here. If you stay here, you can chain only the smallies without the middle pack. I know that most of you probably know this, but for the one that don't know it, you can chain only the smallies if you stick right here. Right here. Okay? But remember this. You can jump up until the ledge here. You will not pull the boss. Now, when it comes down to Sanguine, it's all about managing Sanguine well. So we usually like to keep the Sanguine away. Hello, loving the stream so far. Be honest, I'm trying to promote a new record and hope you don't delete the link. I think okay. So hold on. There you go. You can ask next time before posting stuff like this. It's not nice. You know? If you have asked me, sure. But you came here and you posted your video without even asking. Don't you think it's a bit disrespectful? Yes? No? What do you think? Not very nice, isn't it? Free shoutouts, it's fine, but ask first, you know? When you go outside in a park and when you see a kid eating a snack, and when you wanna try the snack, you first ask, you know, yo, can I have one? Sure. But you never get the snack without asking. First thing you should learn. Manners. If you could have asked me, I'll say yes, I don't mind. If you're an artist and if you look for a shout out, sure, I can help you out. But never do that without permission. It's not nice. Anyway, just ignore that. Let's continue to what we do. Okay. Pretty much we didn't miss anything. It's like small pool because we want to get rid of those two, because we're gonna be pulling a big pack after this. So we're gonna be pulling 7 mobs with lust. On fortified weeks, you wanna prioritize lusting the packs, and on tyrannical weeks, you wanna prioritize lusting bosses. So remember this: fortified, always trash; tyrannical, always bosses. That's something I usually like to do. So look at this. I'm helping my healer getting rid of the emissary, and now look what I'm gonna do: Stormkeeper, Earthhealing, Lust, Chain Lightning, boom. Now when I pop AG, nobody can die. When I pop AG right here, nobody can die for like the next 7 seconds or so. Okay, this blood was not the best, but it was fine. Look at this, the HPS. Bumping. Okay. Killing those really quick. Chain Lightning Earthquake, Chain Lightning Earthquake. Now, it's very important for you to know when to use your knockback, when to use your stun and slow. On Sanguine weeks, you don't want to use your slow too much, because if they're slowed on Sanguine week, sometimes they can just heal because they're too slow to run to you. So you need to know when to slow them, when to not slow them, you know? Okay. Not healing. Very strange. Okay. Starting this. Okay. I mean, there's nothing to discuss here. Simple pack. We're gonna skip that because there's nothing to discuss here. Okay. So this elemental you never wanna play on fortified. You just never wanna play that. So your role can pull it right here, and he can vanish it. There you go. He vanished it. You can pull with cloak, riposte, and vanish when we are past the bridge. Very simple skip. It's gonna save you time, it's gonna save you hassle, and in general, you're just gonna feel more safe. Because this motherfucker is just very nasty to play on 45 week. Okay, blasting those. Say that again, Skip. Your role can use cloak, riposte, pull the guy, and then you can pass the bridge, and then he can vanish, and that's it. Pretty much that's a skip. He pulls with a cloak and riposte, you pass the bridge, he grappling hooks and vanishes, and that's it. Very simple skip, and it's gonna save you tons of time. Like tons of time. Okay. Okay. Let's see now what we're gonna do. Okay. Very simple. Finishing these mobs. Now, I'm gonna show you something that you probably guys know, but you don't utilize it as fast as we do. I'm gonna show you now. Now, that's what we call that. Hold on, let me just kill them fast. Okay, killing this. Okay, hold on. Gonna skip a bit. Skipping a bit. Yeah. Okay, watch this. Watch this now. Watch this. So your tank is gonna go from here. It's gonna go here. Tag this. Tag this. Tag that. And also body pull this. So this is the pattern. Then he's gonna jump downstairs. And you're gonna snap all the smallies. So you start from here. Walk all the way upstairs. Tag this. Tag that. Tag that. Jump downstairs. Snap all of them. Now look. When you do that, look what happens. This. Boom. They all snipe. All of them. So this one is gonna help you a lot because you are able to stack them together. You can stun them, vortex them, kill them at the same time so they don't spawn sanguine everywhere. You know, it's very time efficient, very time efficient. Look at this now. Now there is one more snap spot. Let's check if my tank is gonna do it. Right here. Here and here is one more snap spot. They can snap on you. Here and here. There you go. They snapped. There you go. That's it. The whole pool took 25 seconds for these mollies. Another safe spot. If you tank the boss right here, I mean, you guys have seen that on MDI, we did it before. This is usually what I call the safe spot. So, in this kind of area, the tornadoes are slow enough for your tank to dodge them at the same time, and you can benefit from the haze buff all the time. This is the safe area right here. Your tank, healer, DPS can stay on the top. No, actually your tank has to stay downstairs. Your healer, DPS can stay on the top of that. Benefit from haste, be safe, and cleave them at the same time. So the strats here is to kill these two at the same time. Why is that? It's because if you kill Fea first, Fea will not spawn your haste buff anymore. So you want to kill them at the same time, so she gives you speed, so she gives you haste all the time. Like a mini bloodlust all the time, you know? Every 15 seconds or so. Or every 30 seconds, so. Like a mini bloodlust. This speeds the boss by like 20 to 30 seconds, at least. You know? Safe spot is very time efficient to play. But, there's one but. If you do one mistake, key over. Your tank is gonna get one shot. So your tank has to be experienced, you know? If your tank doesn't know how to play that, probably it's not gonna be the smartest thing to do, you know? On all weeks, yes, on all weeks. Every week, you do it like this. But if your tank doesn't know how to do that, it's gonna be very weird for you. You might end up dying. So your tank has to be comfortable with that kind of scenario. If he knows how to do it, sure, you can do it. If he doesn't know how to do it, then you just might want to do it the standard way, you know, regular way. Yo, Basement, thank you very much for your subscribe. Welcome to the Big Blaster Club. Much appreciate your support, buddy. Welcome. Yep, I've been playing the rock, but most tanks cook on the other end of the map. Nope. This is where they should tank it, right here. Thanks for the breakdown. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you for the support. I usually do this every 2 weeks. Previous week was push week, so I couldn't do it. This week is a bit more chill week, so I can, you know, take care of a bit more content wise, like YouTube uploads. I usually upload my top runs like 24s and 20, like the world first keys in YouTube. This kind of VOD reviews are also uploaded to my YouTube, so every 2 weeks I do that on stream. Yeah, pretty much that's what I do in my off time when I don't play the game, like a kind of a live coaching, pretty much. Okay, now we're gonna kill the Fea because we don't want to risk dying. Now we're gonna lose like 5 to 10 seconds, but it's just better for safety sometimes. Don't forget to add new New topic to the Discord. Sure. Okay, I'll make sure. Yep. Killing the brother here. Nothing too complicated. Now. Killing brother. Yes, yes, yes. Now there's two ways to do this skip. Oh, to score. Okay, sure, I want it. Now there's two ways to do this skip. The first way is to kill everything. This one, and the void. And then shroud this and not die at all. Now this is in general slower. We have discovered that this, like dying or shadow building is like two times faster. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna die. Like it's the fastest way, legit. Sometimes you just have to die, you know? It's the fastest way. Look now. Tanks goes first, so he takes all the aggro, you don't get slashed. And you're gonna do that skip. I usually slow them. Slow and stun. Look at it. Slow, stun, and run away with the interrupt. Use my Ghost Wolf and run away as far as possible. There we go. Now we are dead. Now we need to die faster. And now remember, you're a Shaman, you have an Ankh. So you can Ankh and rest all of the teammates. Your rogue can also vanish. And if you're Alliance, this is just much easier. You can just melt. Is the Master of the Elements talent also viable? I feel way more comfortable with the talent instead of Storm Elemental. I mean, if you feel more comfortable, sure, just use it. There's no pressure on that. And I very often play with random tanks, and I don't know how they're gonna pull. And I only do keys between 11 and 15. Or would you say Starbelly is better than? I would say if you feel uncomfortable with your tanks and the size of the pools, then you should just stick to the basics. Like, you know, you can just run Master Clearance, not a big deal. Let's go. Did you know Druid can skip that without dying? No, they can't. Because there's a Void Emissary in front. Unless he uses somehow miracle speed pot and passes this in the next second or so. There's just no way unless it's super lucky. In general, it's not gonna work most of the times. It's way easier just to die. They rest you save time, no pressure, you know. But yeah, that's my take on that. RNG Bless, yeah, we don't believe in RNG today, so we're just gonna take it steady and slow and just decide to die rather. Our group is not that lucky when it comes to RNG, so just not take the chances. RNG Jesus, I have never. I mean, I myself, I'm not that lucky player, so it only happens to girls anyway. Oh, okay, all right, I see. All right, dude, I see. Okay, lies actually. Okay. Never happened to me. Yeah, because you don't play Druid, Bridget. Love the stream, dude. I am dead. You know, last night we played until like 7 in the morning. I'm not sure if you saw it, but we played until like 7 in the morning. We actually timed the. Hold on, I'm gonna stop for a second. Rider. Look at this. We timed the 24 weakest manner. And also look at this. On 25 at Taudazar, 6 seconds left. We played really clean. We had only 2 deaths. One death was because Rats died. Because of the skip, like he needed to skip. And the second death was because Nala didn't have Vanish to skip the mobs. If we were Alliance, easy in time. But because of this death, you know, there was no single mistake, no missed interrupt, nothing, only that. Only one, you know, on 25 keys, it's like the single mistake and just drop the key. And it was one Vanish, that's it, one Vanish. One wrong Vanish cost us like 11 seconds or so, 10 seconds. That's how brutal it is to play 25s. Anyway, let's get back to what we started, alright? Astro Legends, so proud of you guys, so come on, don't make me blush. We're just lucky, you know, just lucky. Just lucky. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so in general, on fortified weeks, these packs here and here are very, very dangerous. Very dangerous packs. So you need to make sure you save cooldowns. So most of the times what I like to do is I like to save my blood and my stormkeeper. Now, as a rogue you can save your blood and you can save blade fury. As a DH you can save I-beam, Iris, and then yeah, pretty much any class can have some kind of a small burst. So you need to make sure you have some cooldowns for at least one pack of those. At least one pack. Or passive spells is real trash. Give nerfs to shamans? Dude, I hope they do. Just have another roll constant fireballs, or it's not good enough? Not good enough. He's unlucky as well. Look at this. Look at how much we are peaking. We are peaking 350k each of us. These packs are really dangerous. On 25, without defenses, you just die on these packs. No joke. You take 4 shots or 3 shots in a row, you die. Now we're gonna decide to not play. Or are we gonna play? Are we gonna play? Let's check. We're gonna play, okay. Oh, this is gonna be very dangerous. Are we gonna die here? I think I'm gonna die, right? Here you go, here you go, I died. These packs are very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. If you don't have cooldowns, you die. They also get Shaman's instant Giga faction change. If you get Night Elves, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I like Horde. These are 8s on 45 weeks. True. Especially on high fortified. These are 8s. These are so bad. Okay. Now let me show you how to play this boss correctly. Now there's a few ways to play this boss. The first way is this, probably like the only play you want to play it on high keys. When you get mind controlled, first of all, before we continue, actually fuck it, we can continue. So your DH can pre-meta, like before the cast finish, he can meta immune that. So what does that mean? When he's mid-meta, no ability can hit him. Nothing. No stun, no projectile, no cast, nothing can hit your DH when he's about to cast his meta. So you can actually meta immune the Ancient Mind Blunder, the MC. So you need to know when to do that. Your rogue can cloak this, you know? Your rogue has a cloak and your DH has a meta. You as a mage, you can block this, and you as a shaman have nothing to do. So the next guy, whoever is gonna take the MC, has to go in the water. I'm gonna show you now how to play the water. Am I gonna get it? I'm not sure. If I get it, I'm gonna show you how to play water. HD putting cans. Wait, hold on. Okay, Bob is gonna get it. Am I gonna get the MC? No. I'm lucky. Yep. Okay, we're killing the boss, not a big issue. Oh. Okay. Killing the boss. Yes. There you go. You need to wait a couple of seconds before you go in because you're gonna die. Now, if you wanna save 10 seconds here, there's stuff in Extra House called diver suits. So these diver suits are gonna make your swim speed increase by like 100%. Pretty much, it's gonna make you like a druid underwater form. So these potions, it's like a costume. It's gonna save you 10 seconds. Not a big deal, but 10 seconds is 10 seconds. On a high keys, 10 seconds is a lot. Explain the process of getting in the water during the Lord Storm Song boss, please. Do you just get in and get out from the MC breaks? Okay, I'm gonna show you now. Very simple. Watch this. Okay. So imagine this is the water. Okay. Imagine this is the water. Okay. When you get MC, you go in and you dip yourself, so your head of the character must be under the water, like this. You know? If your head is under the water, you need to, like, imagine this is your HP bar, okay? This is your HP bar. Okay? 100%. So, usually the MC breaks whenever you're about to be 50%. Okay? So your MC breaks when you're about to hit like 50%, okay? What I usually do is I wait until I hit like 55% or like 60%, then I get out of the water like immediately. I press jump twice, like twice spacebar, 1 and 2, then your head pops out of the water like this, and you start running away, okay? So you have to dip your head under the water, your character must be under the water, wait until you're like 60% in, then just run out. By the time you run out, there's gonna be like 1 or 2 more ticks of this underwater damage, and you're gonna break out. That's it. That's it. That's how we do it. Very simple. You're pro drawing, bro? No, I'm far from being pro. I'm monkey at drawing. But thank you. Now, one more thing. You don't need Shroud to skip this pack or in this pack of views. There's a directory called like I call it X and Y. Like it's like I don't know how to say in English. But pretty much if you run straight line, you're gonna pull the mobs. You need to run a bit like kind of a 80 degree. Like if this is 90 degree, you need to run a bit like this, you know, like kind of a 70 degree angle from here. Like what I usually do is, do you see this? It's like a stone here. You see the stone? I usually like to run towards the stone. So you're not gonna pull this and this. You wanna pull these eels when your healer has the buff, so you're gonna kill them faster. It saves you time. And if you have Shroud, it's even better because you don't have to worry about it. Also, I like to use, as you can see, my party is buffed with water walking. That's something that, as a Shaman, you can do. You can buff your party members with the water walking so they can walk on the top of the water, therefore can reduce the chances of you pulling any mobs left and right. Okay, this is the final part of the 24. This is probably the hardest part of the dungeon, is the boss. There's a very few, like, you can play it different wise. I'm gonna tell you how we play it usually, and I'm gonna tell you, depending on the dungeons, usually on fortified weeks, the HP of the guy is less, so you don't need to force that many sets of intermissions. So this boss is gonna go into intermission very fast, probably the first 20 seconds after it's get pulled, which is fine. There's gonna be 2 adds. There's gonna be adds on diamond, add on blue. We're gonna call the blue adds. We're gonna be calling it range. This is ranged. This is melee. So there's a few ways to play this. Usually, if you're in a pug group, what you're gonna do is you wanna kill the melee first. If you're in a pug group, you're gonna kill melee first. But this is how we do it. Imagine this: if you play Shaman or if you play caster, most of the times you're gonna run with a rogue. Okay. Let's say rogue, caster, and let's say DH, okay? Because of the 5% magical damage increase. So your DH has to get this cast at the like halfway through. So halfway through, your DH must get the cast halfway through, not earlier and not later. Halfway through. So if your cast is, let's say 100%, sorry. If your cast is, let's say 100%, this is like let's say 100%. Your DH is gonna take it around here or here, like 3-4 seconds or even 5 seconds into the pool. If you take it later, you would not have interrupt for the next one. You're gonna die. So halfway through, okay. So once you take this, you as a caster always you cover first on ranged, and then you cover third on melee. So the order is gonna be DH first on melee, halfway through. I'm gonna say halfway through. You take first, so ranged takes first on ranged. This is melee, and then your rogue gets second on melee, very late. Okay. Your DH gets second on ranged, and then by this time your healer has to break the next phase, and you get the third to melee, and then your tank when he comes out of the intermission, he gets the third on the ranged, but right here. Screenshot this, by the way. Third on ranged, and they should die. Like melee should die in the first 3 interrupts. That's it. Very simple. Write this somewhere, remember it, screenshot it, put it in the frame next to your bed. I don't care. This is how to play the Shrine Last Boss. If you know how to play Shrine Last Boss, you don't need to worry about anything else. It's very simple fight, but people can make it complicated and you can die like a monkey. Okay? So this is probably something that most of the people don't even talk about. And when you watch streams, you don't even realize what's happening. This is the way to play Shrine Last Boss with a puck. Very important. Okay? So once you break this down and you hammer it down, you know what to do. Okay? And you just now watch execution. I take first on ranged. My DH took first on melee. My rogue took second on melee, and my DH took second on ranged. Now I'm gonna take third on melee. Look at this, third on melee now, and my tank is gonna take third on ranged or my rogue, either way. So my tank breaks through now. We're gonna kill the melee here. Here you go. 4th interrupt. Melee is dead, and anybody can interrupt this guy. Anybody. Here you go. That's it. Very easy. Very, very easy. Straightforward. Okay. Now you need to kill this pack in the middle. This is like no brainer. All of you know how to play this pack, so I don't need to explain it. Okay. I'm gonna skip this pack. Okay, you kill this pack. Okay. Okay. You kill the pack. And now you have 2 options. You either can play double EO pack, or you can play boss. If you have cooldowns, you can play boss. I don't have cooldowns, as you can see. Right now I don't have cooldowns. So we're gonna play double EO pack. We're gonna play left and right. I'm gonna use Jamal here, e.g. my Earth Elemental, and spam this pack really quick. These mobs are really dangerous, by the way. So the way to handle them is stun first, then stun second, then ring, and then use vortex, then use slow, and they should die. Boys, this is life coaching, boys. Trust me. These advices are worth millions of gold. Nobody can tell you this. Learn it. Now, let's make a quick maths. So how to decide when to kill ads and not? Very simple. When the boss is 20 million, there's gonna be one more phase for sure. The next phase, if you don't kill ads, is gonna be 50% phase. Okay, this is how it works. This is how it works, the boss. Before we go any further, this is how the boss works. So after the first intermission, this boss is gonna have zero energy, okay? So 0 energy out of 100. If you don't kill any ads, let's say this is first phase. If you don't kill any ads on a second intermission, this boss is gonna have 50 out of 100 energy. Okay? Now if you kill one, and if listen, on a second intermission, if you have 50 out of 100 energy, there's gonna be no ad spawning, so there's gonna be no ads here. And then third intermission is gonna be again 0 out of 100 energy, and then fourth is gonna be again 50 out of 100. Whenever it's 50 out of 100, there is no ad spawning. So if you decide to kill one ad, there's gonna be all the time ad spawning, and then you can just, you know, die. Hello Danny, what's up? Showing people how to play Shrine. But you can do this with pucks. You can. So the best way to do this shit is just to play the boss. Just never kill the ads. Never kill the ads unless you know what to do. Me as a ranged, I like to control these ads. I called for the blind. I slow them myself. I'm gonna stun them now. Look at this. I'm gonna stun them now. I have a knockback if needed. I can call my ring, like my monk has a ring. I also can call vortex. So you need to control those, and your healer has to pump the DPS. Here you go, ring as well. Now just pump the DPS. Nothing too complicated. Let me just get water. Now watch this face. As I explain, watch the face. Watch the interrupt right here. Watch the interrupt aura. Right here. Watch it. Okay, that's it. Very simple. These two Q out on explosive weeks. Explosive doesn't like influence the boss fight, but you kill explosive, yes. If there's explosives on explosive week, you kill them. As arranged. Just burst the boss. Boss is dead. That's it. Key in. Okay, very simple. As I said, you stack that, you stun once. There you go, stun once, stun again, vortex in. Vortex, there you go, vortex, now ring. There you go, that's how you play. Remember, stun, stun, vortex, ring, slow, kill, stun, kill. What happens if you kill the small ads? If you kill the small ads, they're gonna damage your healer and you're gonna die. Like the healer can die if you kill the ads without her or him having a like defensive on him. But if you decide to kill ads, you need to make sure that your healer knows that you're killing the ads. As you can see, I'm a bit happy here. Understandable. That was the first 24 key in the world. Shrine, I mean. So that's pretty much the break for Shrine. You guys like what you see? In the next 2 weeks we can do it again. I can pick another dungeon. We can talk about it. I can share my thoughts about it. Can you outrange damage on the tats? I think it's splash damage. I don't think you can outrange that. Never tried though. Okay, now let's get back to the topic that I want to talk about initially. Now, when to use Purification protocol and when to use Vision Miner. Are you from Bulgaria? Yes. When to use Vision Miner. So, Purification protocol, as you can see right here, hold on. Purification protocol, you want to use it whenever there's an aberration in the dungeons. Like Underoath, Wakecrest, Shrine, Purification is really good. However, Vision can be better if you run the rest of the dungeons and your tank pulls back to back big mobs. Like if your tank pulls if your tank pulls like 3-4 mobs at a time, it's not worth. If your tank pulls like 5 to 6 mobs all the time back to back, then Vision Miner is gonna be the play for you. Is it 24? No, it's fortified. is fortified 24. So you need to remember this. This is one way to remember when to use Purification, when to use Vision. So Purification, Underrot, Wake, Rest, Shrine, and Rest Vision. Unless your tank pulls very little, like small mobs, small packs of mobs, then Purification might be the play. On a higher keys, on like 24s ish, on 24 keys, most of the times you kind of want to run Purification. The reason why is because the pull takes too long. One fortified pull is like 2 minutes, sometimes even longer. And there's always a downtime because your healer has to drink mana, your tank needs to adjust a bit, you need to set up the pull. So each pull takes like 2.5 minutes.